it's not the worst, but it's just the most stressful for the players, and so it puts me in a position where it's very interesting to watch, you know, how they adapt to such stresses.
Yeah, I mean, no, I understand it. It's definitely like really stressful. Not a biggest fan of it, definitely because of the ticket bleed being so impactful on it.
Yeah,
I feel like if it had a little bit more tickets, maybe it would be better.
potentially.
Overall,
But
but
then it might lengthen
I like
the
Mysterious Valley
matches.
just because of this C fight. I always enjoyed the little C scramble that teams love to do. You know, fight over the C in the middle. You know, Griffins going up into each other instantly. Kind of enjoyable, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're in the game. Of course, Wasted Time versus FIVESTICKS. On the side of Wasted Time, we have a last Bloodborne, Mark 39 Roos, Pacific Fox, and one Nick. Nothing has changed from that last game we just watched, and even their lineup, it seems. Just that one Griffin, two SU-27 SMs, and one MLU2 and one Nick there. FIVESTICKS bringing out the two SU-27 SMs as well, and the Coco Jambo in the 39C, so, and the Slobo, of course, in the MLU, so nothing changed lineup-wise, and they're kind of literally matching lineups now, so this is pretty interesting. Can't blame it on having different lineups at this point, I guess.
Yeah, if it's the exact same, then all variables really come down to the player's ability to adapt.
And it's definitely biggest difference we see here already is this difference in strategy. I mean, FIVESTICKS is basically just completely concentrated on a blob. They're gonna go straight for that C camp, it seems.
Yeah, they
Of
are.
course, they're supporting players, but I mean, Wasted Time is really like far spread already. I mean, one home capper, but there's honestly a player already at the home cap kind of supporting him at the same time.
But surely, at this point, 5-6 should realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, that being so grouped up is going to cause some issues, as their cross sections are definitely detected there by.
Oh no, definitely. Those high up players are gonna see that on the TW's radar. So it's basically how you gather info in these games, because you're not gonna spot each other, of course, initially at those ranges. You're basically just using the TWS returns on your radar to see where the enemy teams are going. You're trying to switch between them, tell them, okay, there's 2 players here, 2 players there. But they are splitting up a little bit. They've realized, it seems. They've taken that C point. They've got the 2 defensive players already ready for D, but they split up in a 2-2 pair. So definitely realizing maybe what Wasted Time is up to, I would say.
There's a potential possibility for that to be the case, yeah.
Definitely going a bit defensive, spreading themselves out to maybe like, little formation to try to catch the Wasted Time players as they fall into the net, so to speak, but also easily to get caught out on this map, of course, with all the valleys and mountains. Because, I mean, a Griffin player flying around on this map, definitely low in the valleys, can be such a surprise to so many players, especially if you just, hug the valley and pop out of basically nowhere. They'll get very surprised.
Yeah, yeah, I think there's a lot more unpredictability because of the terrain than what we saw on a map like Red Desert.
Of course, the last Bloodborne gonna launch out some missiles here at maybe Telch or Slova. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere, since they're gonna use that terrain very well to dive down behind the mountain there. Gonna easily notch that missile, so, well, not notch, but terrain the missile. But last Bloodborne, a bit of a pickle here, gonna get a lot of missiles fired at him from Slobot while he tries to cap at the D point from under them. Also gonna get pressured by that really, really high up player in the sky, and that's gonna actually punish him.
He does get punished,
really
but he does
hard.
successfully capture the D point, which for maybe the next 10 seconds will give them a ticket advantage.
Mark 39 Rus out here, not going to be in a great situation. He has to duel with that player in AC-27 as up at his altitude, as the same time as Sloba is probably going to push towards him and decap that D point. Coco Jambo also in a bit of a tussle here, but the 2 players in the back here, one Nick and Pacific Fox, are going to play a little bit defensive here, but they also need to be the ones aggressing, of course, since they're going to be on the defensive here in a second, I would say. One Nick coming in for some gunshots, not going to get anything. Very slow though, going to instantly pull around for Coco Jambo. Is he going to try to get guns on, or is he going to be able to have to dodge? I think he might have to dodge. No, it's a team kill!
As it baits the missile onto his opponent.
No.
Pacific Fox with the blunder, and one Nick paying the price. Pacific Fox soon to follow. And
yeah,
he
Pacific
goes
Fox
down.
follows instantly, and Wasted Time completely swept 4-0 by 5-6 in the first round, even though they had the cap advantage there.
You know what we haven't asked anyone? We haven't asked anyone like what the the mental is in the room once there's a team kill. We haven't asked any of the interviewees like how do you get back to a state of like neutral mental. Coming back from wasted time, maybe 5-6 will dominate with this.
Yeah, I mean, don't think that was really up to wasted time playing very badly either. I mean, the unlucky was that team kill. I mean, last Labor went down pretty early. He was trying to get that decap, but also that terrain kind of played into it as well. He comes over that big ridge that's next where that deep point was on the left side of the map. And he kind of has to dive down really hard if he wants to even be able to multi-pap on this one. He was at the same time notching missiles, I think, from Sloba. And I mean, Opspan just punished him from behind at the same time. He just can't get into that area where he can defend from both at the same time. So, the terrain really played into that one, I think.
And Mexi, thank you very much for the primer as well. Someone asking in the chat, do the drops reset if you don't get it in one stream, or can you get it over 2 streams? You can get it over 2 streams. So if you have progress from today, it'll roll over into tomorrow as well. So don't worry about that. You won't start from square one. Although for some people, maybe they'd like that. If they get all the drops today, then they would you know, in a different world to get them twice in a row. But no, the drops will roll over in terms of your progress. How or where do you use your Aspirity background? Well, while we have a bit of time, while there's not a whole lot going on and the match is slowly forming, as we can actually see, FIVESTICKS is doing the strategy of grouping up here.
Yeah.
While Wasted Time is going for the home cap. So same strategy as we saw last round, really. Not too much of a difference that I can think of. You can check out your player profile backgrounds by going to your profile, and it will be under the section, I believe, behind your profile, if I'm not mistaken. Like, not, I mean, obviously that's where it is, but
it's if you click on your profile, yeah, they click the background banner, then you can switch to the different ones. It will basically come up that you can switch it. It will be like, you basically just click on it, pretty much on your profile banner behind your profile picture, and it will come up as an option. You can change it. And then, of course, you have to save it.
Yeah, it's relatively self-explanatory, and also you can do the same thing with your frame as well if you want to flex that as well. Click on your profile, and then there'll be a tab at the top left to change it from profile pictures to profile frames. All right, getting into the nitty-gritty of the match, though, Coco Jambo does get the capture point, so that's a pretty substantial moment here in the match.
Wasted Time did cap their home cap though, so technically the pause for both teams. So all gonna be down to the fight here, and it looks like 2 players, of course, on the DD cap from the side of FIVESTICKS, getting kind of pushed by 1 player. I would assume that's gonna be a Grippin down low there. Not really seeing a lot of reaction though from Wasted Time just yet. They're taking their time, seeing what honestly what FIVESTICKS is gonna do. It feels like.
Someone in the chat asking about you know, if some of these players are launching off missiles that don't necessarily have the ability to pitbull, have the ability to lock or self-guide themselves without the help of their, you know, the aircraft's radar. Yeah, I mean, in some situations, obviously these players are going to pull away because it's better to stay alive than to risk, you know, keeping the lock and remaining in a situation where you will ultimately either trade or lose your aircraft. So, yeah, in a lot of situations.
An interesting situation here, but yes, as you said, it's just the missiles are a tool here. They don't always necessarily want them to even hit. They're just using them as a way to force people away, of course, as well.
Right. Well, I mean, I think... Oh, alright,
but, oh my god, Sloba actually gets traded about by Mark 39 Rus. I'm wondering if that was the 27 ER again. Telch also not in a good spot either, because he's going to get pushed by the last lab board while being very slow already. I mean, that Derby is very, like, he's going to be able to notch it. I don't think he actually notches it perfectly well, but he's also very slow here. Sloba going to go down, launching missiles still, however. Got to watch out for that last lab board. In a bit of a... not the best spot ever, but he's having to notch the missiles from Sloba while spinning out, and he has to worry about Telch, of course, turning back into him and launching, which is exactly what he's doing.
Launching a missile, he's got a multi-path now. Yeah, he's going to be forced. That's going to be...
He's going to try to multi-path it.
Oh, and he does take out Telch in the meantime as well. Oh, but he gets... No! His rudder gets...
the missile from Sloba!
No, surely.
Sloba is still alive. Yeah,
Sloba able to take him out practically from the grave. Amazing.
And that's last Sloba, and Pacific Fox is also gone down, so we're down with a 2v2 now.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty brutal.
Of course, on both sides, we have both the Wasted Time players on this side of the map. Gonna go for that D point, maybe decap it. Of course, it's in the interest of FIVESTICKS to prevent them from doing that. So they're also heading back towards their own cap at this moment. Interesting. But it seems like Mark Fernandez is gonna risk it all to try to get this cap. There is a player, like, basically right in front of him, I would say. I mean, Offspan is right there. are they actually gonna realize and start launching? And there we go. We've got them first missiles out on each other. Offspan kind of has to slow down here. Let's say a little bit just to notch that missile.
Yeah, it looks like
of course
Mark's missile was successfully notched as well as Offspan's.
And Offspan, it has R73s only now. Will he realize that it's R73s being fired? He needs to watch out for one Nick launching 120s.
Yeah.
Coco Jumbo launching out on one Nick. One Nick also has to watch out himself. Interesting, tough situation here. Kind of all close to each other. One Nick has got the hard lock on Offspan, launching another missile. Oh, and Mark Fernandez goes down to...
Oh, and Offspan's able to dodge that missile from one Nick. What an impressive dodge. Leaving...
but he has to watch out. One Nick, Coco Jumbo, Mark Fernandez went down to that missile.
He's going to have to
go
in
a
for
1v2 now, and he's going to watch out for that gun hit. Not in a good situation at all. I don't think that Offspan had many more missiles left, however...
However, he can just play passively. He can play passively and wait for Coco Jumbo to come in from above.
And one Nick is just in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
He has
no
speed, and that Griffin is going to finish him off with the derby.
The 9M, in fact, takes him out.
Even.
Yeah, wow. I think that they changed the effect that the 9M has. Previously, it didn't have any smoke whatsoever. It was a smokeless motor, as smokeless can be.
It's still like... It's owning my brain a little bit. I just think every time I see smoke, it's going to be a derby, but it's actually a 9M. So it's never easy, and especially the problem with when you say notching, of course, in these games, when it's 4v4, and you have maybe just two people firing missiles at you, of course it can be really difficult to put yourself in that position of being 90 degrees away from two players at the same time firing missiles at you. But that's why you might see people sometimes, especially in the F-18s, we've seen it a lot. We saw it a lot with Sloba doing it last game. I think was Ouroboros, where he would basically dive almost straight down while spinning.
Yeah,
that's basically the only way he could put himself in that notching position against multiple missiles at once.
He was a Beyblade, essentially, yeah.
And of course, it goes differently, of course, when you have the Su-27SMs firing the Fox 1s of R-27ERs. You're not trying to now notch the missile anymore, you're trying to notch the radar of the aircraft that's firing at you, which can really make the situation very difficult because you might not really know where the plane actually is, depending on how far away it is.
It's true. So there's your, a bit of an explanation in Korea. Thank you for the TV. Thank you for the premise.
That's kind of what becomes a lot more difficult, especially when you have these planes with so many different missiles. I mean, you see a lot. Even Griffins are firing, an AIM-9M and R Darter at the same time, where you want to be notching, the R Darter by turning sideways like perfectly, of course, and you want to notch that Fox 3, but the 9M loves nothing more than somebody who's side aspect, because that's basically unflareable.
Yeah, unless you utilize the flower flare formation, or flower flare, I don't know how else you describe it, pattern.
Yeah, I mean pretty much the flower, like you need to basically turn either like front onto that missile and flare it with a nice flower formation, or turn, of course, engine backwards to the end. You're actually showing, which might seem a little bit counterintuitive when it comes to the 9M and an IR missile, that you want to turn your engine towards it, but that's basically the way you want to flare them, is by turning away from them and making a big nice circle of flares.
Alright, and now getting into the action here, last Flatboar, as we've seen time and time again, being the spearhead for his team, going to be running it down with missiles galore. And looks like he's actually going to play a bit of passive here on the angle versus Telch. Telch launching a missile at last Flatboar, but he's going to be able to utilize the terrain to counter it. And now Telch is going to maybe focus last Flatboar.
I would assume so, definitely. He's got his teammate to kind of support him here, but he needs to watch out for that R Darter being fired at him. Gonna be able to flare it pretty well, or not flare, but actually manage to notch it away. Fairly easily. Kind of in a tough spot here, I would say.
Yeah, and especially since the D point is still being defended. Like, there's Zloba directly above it, able to defend it quite handily here. Severe damage going out Mark onto Zloba, in fact, and Zloba is going to be the first one to go down for Team FIVESTICKS. Yeah, Zloba spiraling down to the ground there. So it's
once again, the first player to kind of get spinning again. Kind of a repeat of last round, but not in a good spot to launch more missiles. Last Flatboar, of course, in a very, very tough spot, getting 9Ms launched at him, and that's exactly what I just talked about. R Darter notched, but 9M just in a perfect side aspect for that 9M just to pick him up easily.
Yeah.
gonna go down. Trades for both teams. Coco Jambo not in the rough spot as well. Mark 39 Rus pressuring him.
Oh, but Russ getting pressured by Telch, in fact.
And 27 ER coming back to bite. One Nick now gonna launch back. Very rough spot as well for one Nick. Coco Jambo right in front of him. Of course, he can get the kill on, but he has that 27 right above him. Gonna be pressuring him heavily.
And the 20 millimeters as here, well. Maybe. Following him up into the vertical, Coco Jambo has no room to breathe, and he'll go down.
Coco Jambo will go down. One Nick gotta pick up that kill, but he's gotta be really, really worried about getting killed here.
Almost getting hit by the 27 millimeter there. That was kind of.
And Telch now stuck in a 2v1.
Investing a lot of munitions into one Nick here. See if he connects the missiles. He does.
Spot. He does connect because one Nick really slow. Can't really get into the notch angle. Pacific Fox gotta watch out here. He's getting a lot of missiles launched at him as well.
Pre-flaring the R-73s. It's going to come down to an SU-27 dogfight, which I think might be the first time we've seen this today. SU-27 on the SU-27.
Telch in a much slower speed, but Pacific Fox having some energy advantage.
The inside circle going to Telch. I don't think he's going to be able to run away from this R-73. It's still following, still following.
No.
And it connects, and Pacific Fox goes down. So that's going to be 5 sticks. Oh, wait a second. No, missile comes out.
Coming out.
No, it doesn't connect. And yeah. 5-6 again, 3 rounds in a row. Absolute domination. Even though it came to a very close 1 versus 1, still able to pull it off here.
Yeah, I mean, coming down so close anyway, but Telch coming up with 3 kills there for himself, so pretty well done by him. Down in the actual game.
Holy moly, Grotto with the 300 biddies, and we're on a hype train.
It just makes it much harder to notch. Yeah, hello moly. But it just makes it like, or not notch, but to flare, because it sees so much less area.
Yeah.
Like you really got to get the flares into that secret area, which can never be easy with some planes. I mean, the SU-27, for example, fires those flare upwards. So I think, you know, since Pacific Fox literally, or not Pacific Fox, but you know, Upspan, well, not Telch, I'm getting everything wrong. Telch launched that R-73 basically in the top aspect, and the missile came, you know, down towards him. I just don't think Pacific Fox was able to get the flares into that secret head.
No, I don't think he was either. I think at the speed and the angle that the missile was approaching from, he had very little chance to counter it.
So it's interesting ways that these different missiles work. Of course, the R-73, depending on how far away. Basically, it's kind of pretty easy to flare if it's fired on a snapshot, because the more time you keep lock on something, the more the FOV shrinks down to a certain level. So basically, you know, for Telch, he probably just held that lock for a little while, you know, for a second or two, waiting for that FOV to shrink down and launched. And basically just made it unflareable. Yeah. And I actually got some news here, Chad. So it seems as though we're going to be doing the, I believe we're going to be doing the Dota interview today. At least that's how I'm reading it. So there'll be some time after this match. If we see a 5-6 domination, there'll still be some time afterwards so that we can, you know, give you guys some time. And don't worry, the interviewee that we have in mind will be able to answer our questions and more. So yeah, don't worry about that. We should be able to get to our goal. But again, enjoy the matches as they come along here. Last Labor running it down. I don't know if he knows that there's 3 aircraft that are going to be running right in front of him. I think he does now. He's turning into the mountains, trying to find a valley, to find the hard cover. Yeah, I think he realizes there's a lot of players, or, you know, his team's called up. There's a bunch of players pushing the C point. You know, Coco Jambo's of course going to push in, but he has 2 players pretty close to support him. Yeah. Good defensive, right good offensive strategy. That's why they have the cap on their side. You know, not going to trade instantly or force the bleed on one side. Gonna go for a little bit of the default play here, I would say. Honestly, just being defensive around B, last Labor, of course, in the grip and having to be kind of that player to cause some chaos and push into FIVESTICKS. But at the same time, you really got to watch out for Coco Jambo here, because he's going to come up fast behind him. And put some pressure on him in return. Missile coming out over that hill, gonna get probably slapped into the hill. Actually, just went right over. But yeah, he does utilize the hard cover. Never easy to beat both of these Griffin players, of course, with the 1 on each team, because they are the kind of the plane you rely on to create space for your team. Just one Nick just spamming out countermeasures constantly. Missiles just going out everywhere. Nothing really special happening for either team yet. They're just trading missiles. Honestly, hard to know what either team is going to do at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an unsure situation for sure. Cool Jambo popping chaff galore as he tries to escape the situation.
And Offspan not in a great situation either. He's going to have a derby launcher from one side. Gonna be able to notch that one, but he's gonna probably have another one coming out from some other player in a second. However, last Flatboard's gonna have to be scared as well. Coco Jambo coming in to save Offspan. Missiles going out on Pacific Fox over there. Pacific Fox launching on Ladbor.
This might...
Ladbor.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, this kind of chaotic, I can't lie.
Yeah, it's chaotic, but this might be the match where we've seen the most time tick down with no, like, activity in terms of the battle log. Not a crit, not a kill, not even a hit. Just nothing.
And Sloba and Mark 29 was also in a duel.
Oh, and there we go. The Castle Curse comes in. Pacific Fox.
Jambo hits Pacific Fox and takes him down. Pacific Fox out. Mark 29 was gonna launch 2 missiles in the way of Sloba. It seems gonna pull out to try to notch both missiles. He's gonna do it. Yes, he will. Sloba also needs to watch out himself. Telch actually goes down to 1 nick. To a 120B, down to a 3v3. Sloba kind of stuck between 2 players here though.
Missile
One
out.
As launched from the other side, missiles from both gonna
directions.
get notched.
Is he gonna be able to dodge? He does dodge, but he puts himself in a very susceptible position to get R73.
He's very slow.
Oh no,
R73 coming out instantly flared, but guns, and he hits him.
And he can't flare
Sloba
guns.
gonna go down.
You just can't flare guns.
Coming out with the Fox 4.
The Fox 4, in fact, connects. Last Vladbor low to the ground here. Trying to run away from
Coco by Coco Jambo here, but Coco Jambo probably doesn't have any missiles left to be like firing sparingly at this person. Down to a 3v2. Offspan and Coco Jambo. Offspan not in a great spot either. Launching some R73s. Gets the hit on Mark 39 though. So down to a 2v2 actually.
Alright. Seems like a pretty even 2 versus 2. One missile, well, one support aircraft and one aggressor. Oh, wait a second. Last Vladbor.
Coco Jambo here. Oh no.
It's...
Coco Jambo gonna take down last Vladbor and this down to a 1v1.
Yeah.
No wait, it's a 2v1 because Offspan is still alive. Offspan might get killed here though. He needs to be really careful that 1 nick doesn't get to finish him off, but he's pulling the button out, I think. 1
nick overshoots, and right now Offspan with the slower energy.
gonna come out.
It could. Pre-flare. Not seeing any pre-flares.
120 gonna come out on Coco Jambo.
Oh,
maybe he doesn't have a missile. No, R73 misses. Guns on though. 1 nick.
Our gun's trying to be on as he hits the
hit
funny
the
button.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness! And he connects it, desperately trying to pull AOA, but 1 nick just cannot get the angle, and perfectly lines himself up into Offspan.
Gonna pull up another one.
Wait a second, Coco Jambo trying to steal the kill. I don't know if he does this in random battles, but he really wanted that kill.
Not what I was expecting at all, to be honest, from this matchup.
Offspan out of bullets there as well, so really just a last-ditch effort as he had his target lined up. 1 nick desperately trying to pull rudder, trying to pull AOA, trying to hit him with spiral.
Funny little 1v1 here.
Oh, the overshoot, and he gets connected.
Oh no,
Coco Jambo.
Maybe, I guess, but you know, it's a pretty big dam.
Yeah.
Not the biggest city ever.
Yeah, what are they powering? What's the some sort of secret government project on Mysterious Valley? Maybe that's it.
It's a secret Gaijin weapons research facility on this map. Well, I mean, it's all up to waste of time. I gotta clutch this up, man.
I got a 4 out of 10. Damn, that's tough. All right, I gotta work on my Mysterious Valley. Damn.
Bring out the tinfoil. So true, Grotto. So true.
There's no labs in that city. No, it's true. Offspan with the flyby on this beautiful camouflage. Whoa, whoa. Okay, the map comes out to play, and the plane goes away. Yeah, overall formation, like we've seen, actually, yeah, time and time again, wasted time. Enjoying the spread out sort of formation while we just see the conglomerate, the glob, They really
want their home cap anyway, even though it hasn't worked out for them so far.
Yeah. the slug that is, I mean, like slug round in this case, that is FIVESTICKS, you know, barreling its way down towards their opposition in a closed group.
Oh yes. Well, I guess we're gonna have to figure it out very soon. Who's gonna come out on top? Of course, we have, you know, FIVESTICKS coming out on top every time so far, but I have hope. I have hope.
And missiles coming out there from one Nick, as Akula688 says in chat, those liveries are very nice. I agree. And if you want to check out our full catalog of said liveries or camouflages, you can check the link that the mods will provide in the chat shortly to see our full catalog, as well as on the Gaijin Marketplace, if you so choose to purchase one of them.
Yeah, missiles being traded, of course. Gonna see FIVESTICKS gonna go aggressive to get that C cap. I would assume once again Coco Jumbo gonna enter that cap right behind that dam. Get the D cap on their side, of course, so they can go a little bit defensive again.
That weirdo guy, I think, with the primer.
It's very interesting that we've seen basically no ticket bleed gameplay so far at all. It's just been down to these 2v2s and 1v1s. Oh my! Last flatboard, really gotta watch out for those two R-Dargers coming in.
Yeah.
Getting very close to him, and he's gonna get taken down by 27 ER from Upspin. Not what they wanted again.
The aggression does not pay off here for wasted time. It worked decently well against Ouroboros, but FIVESTICKS really does not mess around. Their FIVESTICKS are, you know, I mean, even though there's only 4 players, their FIVESTICKS that they each individually have are not messing around. They'll bonk you on the head with one of them.
Do you think that emphasizes that you're building kind of a wall in the middle of the map and saying you cannot pass our sticks?
yeah, kind of. None shall pass. The FIVESTICS as another player.
Oh my
from
god!
Wasted
And one
Time
Nick is gonna go down to Upspin's 27 ER again. We have two 27 ER kills in a row.
Is this a full team wipe in round 5? Surely not. Surely Pacific Fox and Mark.
Not our first 5-0, please.
My goodness, the first 5-0, yeah, that I can recall in its entirety. Well, I believe in the playoffs, or excuse me, not in the playoffs, but the qualifier.
The playoffs is... Oh, missile coming in for Pacific Fox. He's got to be careful. Be good to get pushed by 2 players each easily. Ooh. Not a good situation. He's got, you know, his...
Well, Pacific Fox is down to an R77 from Osprey.
Say he was not really in a good place to counter those 2 missiles coming in for him. And Mark 39 Roos into a 4v1. With no map position either.
Someone asking, Armin asking, do I really need to spend money to earn Twitch drops? No, you don't. As long as you read. No, these Twitch drops are free. And not hard to get, as long as you watch.
Poor Mark 49 Roos, with all of the dreams shattered, it would seem, for his team to make it to the final of this tournament.
Yeah, Mark trying his best, trying his damnedest. He might get a kill here, actually. I don't think this is going to be a team wipe. I think he's... Okay, well, Mark?
Well,
Mark,
nope.
What was that? He's going to get killed by an R73 here. It comes off the rail sideways. Another R73. And another one. Going in for guns, maybe? And another one.
Oh my god, the button has come out to... Felch is almost stalling himself out using that
And another one. Oh, wait.
Oh, no, we got a team kill. Oh. Slow-mo.
The only reason this isn't a team wipe is because it's a team kill. Okay. Oh, my goodness.
And Upspan cleans up once again. 4 kills, 5 kills, actually. Upspan, well played.
Well, yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Upspan goes 5-0 to the 5-0 game score.
Whew. My goodness. FIVESTICKS able to take 5-0. That is